Hello, everybody. This is the Podsquad with a face we all know and love, Rob Jones. We have Susan Moffat-Thomas. We have Wendy Card and yours truly, Colleen Roberts. Thanks so much for listening today. This is Newbern Now's podcast for July 23rd, 2020. Can't believe we're almost already to August. And this is episode 149. Woo!
We're connecting you with the community by talking about the people, places in New Bern and beyond.
Join in the conversation. Let us know if you have any questions or announcements by just commenting. Okay, so group, what's going on?
How is everybody? Rob, thank you so much for coming. Since you're the newbie, what's going on in your world?
A lot is going on, both personally and professionally, like everybody else out there. You're trying to balance between both worlds, and COVID-19, of course, is throwing a screwball to everybody. So we're just dealing with that professionally and, and personally trying to stay, safe and, healthy.
Good. How is the Palace?
Palace is good. We've seen better days. We've seen worse days. Thank goodness we were able to get our palace grounds open, so we are open to the public. Of course, pass at $6. Come in and walk the grounds. None of the houses are open just yet. We're gonna defer to phase 3, governor's phase 3, but our gardens are open. We got vegetables blooming, flowers are blooming. Our gardeners have been busy throughout this whole thing, so please come join us.
Fantastic. Well, it's nice to have you on the podcast, and I know in a minute or so we're going to talk to you about beer, but we're going to see what's going on in everybody else's world first.
I have a question. Do you want to bring up the contest first?
Sure. To be entered to win, you have to make sure that you comment on today's show, and it has to be on New Bern Now's Facebook page where you have to comment. And I have it on my other screen over here, so I'll be keeping track and taking a look at folks who comment on the show. If you comment on somebody else's page, though, that doesn't count. So it has to be on the New Bern Now Facebook page. At 1:50, we are going to announce the answer. The contest will be over. And if you've answered correctly, your name will be entered into a drawing to win a prize. And the winner will be announced at 7 o'clock tonight. And is the prize coming from the same place, Miss Wendy?
Carolina Creations, yeah. Yep.
And thank you so much to Virginia and her crew for being willing to put together those prize packs for us.
Yeah, actually, we bring the prizes to her, and then that way, if you're a local business and you want to store the prizes, that way it gets people in the door so they can say, oh, wow, look at this. And this, so maybe buy something while they're there. So that's the whole concept behind that.
So Wendy and Virginia are just smarty pants, in other words.
But we welcome any business to do that. So
what is the, is there a special contest question like last week?
Yes, there is. How many U.S. presidents, Rob, we can't answer.
Yeah.
I know you know the answer probably. How many U.S. presidents were born in North Carolina?
Okay. So go ahead and comment on the page. At 1:50, we will announce the winner.
Is that an easy question, you guys? Or
perhaps.
Susan's like, I know this.
I'm disqualified.
I think we all are. It has to be some of the others.
Well, I had to Google it. If you're not, if yeah. Anyway, okay. So, and I just want to say, congratulations, Rob, for winning the past contest and the one before that. And since you were gracious enough to you want to pay it forward to somebody else. So instead of getting the prize this past week, you paid it forward to the next the runner-up, which was Eva Cross, and she was really, really excited. You made her day, and right. I think that's really special. That's a special thing to do, especially during these times. People are it really made her day. So thank
Good.
you, Rob. Great job.
You know, I believe in that. I believe in that pay it forward moment, because you never know what somebody is going through, and that small, genuine act of kindness could literally change their outlook for everything. And one small thing, and I consider myself really blessed during this whole time, but there are some people that are really struggling, both with mental health, professionally, family life. They're really struggling. So any brightness that we could, you know, as individuals give somebody else, give them a little bit of our happiness, I mean, that's a win-win for our community.
It is. Yeah. And actually, Laura was in one of the restaurants the other day, and somebody paid it forward for her meal. And then she did that. It became contagious, but I'm telling you, it was hot. She was not in a good place. And it just totally turned things around for her. So, and it wasn't expensive or anything. It was just the concept of doing that. And thank you, Rob. You're awesome.
Welcome.
Yes.
He's a good guy like that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Susan, what's going on in your world? You've had your presentation that you gave, right?
Are you talking to me?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Did you do that yet?
Which?
The
Are you asking
downtown,
me?
the downtown Renaissance?
Yes.
Well, I did the presentation, and it will be shown next week.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was live. I don't know why.
I did too.
Well, it will be once, well, they'll put it on the iPad and then, or on Facebook, I'm sorry. And then it will be on the website at the Historical Society. And I really appreciated that opportunity to do that, because I think, you know, it's such a great story on how important the private sector is. And, you know, I just think that it was very nice that they wanted to do this again, and I was happy to oblige. So I just hope people do tune in next week, and also, if they're unable to, you know, go to the Historical Society website later and watch it, because it's something I think so many people participated in, and it had so many tangible, measurable accomplishments that were for the greater good of the city. It's just a great story.
So everything went well? You broke a leg while you did your presentation performance?
Well, I tried. I hope it was good.
I just noticed Laura McGovern is watching. Hi, Laura. She says hello.
Yeah, and Andrea Owens is watching. Hi, Andrea.
Okay.
Jay Gaskins, Laura. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, great to see them on there. So
Yeah.
Wendy, how are you?
I'm actually, life is good, but last week, I've been trying to find a used vehicle, and I'm just running into a couple roadblocks. My truck is on it's running on 2 cylinders right now, and when I go over 45, it's like, So if you'll see my Newbern now truck driving down the highway with the flashers on, it's because I can't go faster. I can get up to 50. So anyway, I've just it's not like the old days where you buy the paper and there's tons of listings of people that are selling their vehicle privately, where the vehicle's been, and you can run the VIN number, and yeah, so it's been a challenge. So
I saw you post the other day, you were wondering if anybody had ever bought a car completely online, or
yeah, Carvana.
Yeah, the towers, Carvana, yes. So what kind of feedback did you get on that? Had anybody done it?
Well, actually, there was people that private messaged me, and a couple people posted, on my post and said they had a good experience. And speaking of Laura McGovern, she had said it's not a good idea. I think she had a bad experience, but she's like, buy local. And you know, I'm 100% buy local. I mean, I create New Bern now because I believe in doing the best we can to support our local businesses and nonprofits. But I guess I'm just not a good negotiator, because I can't afford to pay the prices. But we'll see how it goes. I'm
Well,
still optimistic. I just gotta keep searching. So
I have two friends who bought cars online, and they turned out to be, a very, very positive experiences. So, maybe if somebody's watching this session, they will, either give you some insight on who might have a car for sale that would be something you would really be interested in, or
yeah,
talk to some salesman on your part and see if he can soften up and give you a good deal.
okay. What I'm looking for is a Jeep, a 4-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive to drive in snow, and that's pretty much it. So I mean, with less than 100,000 miles, up to $15,000 at the most. So yeah.
So if anybody out there has a Jeep for sale for 15,000 or less, call
Coming right
Wendy.
up, Wendy, coming right up.
Yeah, not with the taxes that go to 20,000. Anyway, so that's what I've been up. I just, my heart goes out to all the car guys out there, hitting the pavement, in the parking lots during this heat. It's just, so I'm not knocking them. I really appreciate everyone showing me around, but that's a tough job in this heat. So
I mean, I
bottom
just bought a
line-
car.
what's that?
I just bought a car recently within the last year, and I had cash in hand, and the process still took 7 hours. I mean,
What?
I was amazed about the paperwork and, just going, I knew what I wanted, knew what I was going to pay. It was cash in hand, and it still took all day to do the paperwork. So the only thing I can tell you is just be prepared. I asked my salesman, I was like, I'm getting kind of hungry. Can you order me a pizza? And he goes, what, on me? And I'm like, yeah, I just bought a $20,000 car. You can buy me a $5 pizza while I wait.
Yeah, well, and that's
said,
it.
okay.
Well, cool. Well, I was, I have cash, so I don't want payments because who knows where our economy is going. And I guess cash is not good. I always thought my dad taught me that if you can pay in cash, that's the best thing and you'll get a good deal. Well, that's not how things are now. So they want that financing,
I think the dealership gets kickbacks from the financial institutions for everybody they show up. So it's not only is the dealership getting the sale, but they're getting a portion of the interest or however it works out between the bank and then the dealership. So when you say cash, they're losing, that portion of money.
Yes. Yeah. And actually some of the monthly payments that I just happen to be glimpsing at online for local, car dealerships were as much as my mortgage on my house. And that's crazy. So, but there are some comments here. Roland Bowen, hi, thanks for watching. And Roland said you can buy a house quicker than you can buy a car.
Yeah.
Hi, Lisa Busy Bee Lance. Yeah.
Greater Good Gallery. Hey, Lisa, we miss you.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you get lucky with this podcast and that somebody out there has just what you need for the right price.
There you go. Yeah. Or if a car dealership sees this and thinks, because I did offer, hey, we can do a sponsorship. We're on the radio for a year and cut out like a couple $1,000s. I mean, that's a win-win for my business and their business. But
there also may be just an individual who wants to change and has a Jeep that he wants to sell.
Yeah. So sell your Jeep.
to Wendy.
Yeah.
Right. Since we have some folks who are watching, don't forget we do have a contest going on today. Which U.S. president or presidents were born in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
comment on the New Bern Now Facebook page and be entered to win into that contest, and we will announce it at 1:50 today. So
There you go.
everybody who's joining us, Cassandra Crowder has joined us, so hello to her. Miss Bicycle, she is always out riding her bicycle and fundraising for multiple sclerosis. So she is an MS champ. So thanks for watching us today.
Yay. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah. So we are switching gears from buying cars to talking about Rob Jones' new toys. I think you got them for your birthday, and they have to do with making beer. So tell us what's going on the beer front, and what kind of delicious stuff you have in store.
All right, Father's Day. It was a Father's Day present. So
Okay.
My wife accuses me of being the atypical male that nothing is ever good enough. But then I reminded her, that my brew system that I have is 20 years old. So the system I've been brewing on for 20 years is starting to show its age for brewery equipment. And so I eyeballed a piece of equipment, and the family pinched and saved and, was able to get, buy this without me knowing about it. And I'm quite surprised. So I brewed 4 batches on it already. And so far they're turning out just as good. So I'm quite happy with it.
What were some of the flavors of the 4 brews?
The first one that I brewed was Irish Red, sweet malty, not a hoppy beer. The second beer, Dawn designed, and it's you've heard of the breakfast cereal Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Cinnamon Toast Crunch brown.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it is awesome. And then I went to Nelson's Blueberries, picked some blueberries, and I did a blueberry wheat. So that's coming out. That's going to be really tasty. My son helped me brew that one. So it's interesting time. And of course at Brewtopia, we got new beers coming out all the time, which you can find at Brewtopia, or you can find at places like Tap That. It's a new craft beer bar in town right off of Pollock Street. If y'all haven't checked that place out, it's a great place to go for an evening. It's in the old City Laundry building, and they got local beers. They try to emphasize on North Carolina beers. It's a really unique space. They have a small kitchen, and they opened up right at the onset of COVID-19.
Oh,
So, but they've been giving it a go, been making a go at it, and are starting to get more and more traction. But just where the economy is and where we are with the safety precautions, I think it launched a little slower than, of course, they had intended, but they're still plugging away at it and going for it.
Rob, do you have entertainment now? I'm new, or I know that they're there, but I really don't know beyond that.
Yeah, most places like Brewtopia and Tap That have local singers, poetry writers, open mic nights, karaoke. So they do have those on a regular basis, mostly Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights. Just go to their Facebook pages, Brewtopia Facebook, and Tap That as well. And that's probably the simplest solution is they're both active in social media. So you can see who's coming out, find your local artist or your local food truck and go hit them up and support local.
Absolutely.
I've also heard great things about the food at Tap That.
Yeah.
That makes some really tasty food over there too. So awesome.
According to somebody else, I think they're trying to focus on healthy foods too. So, if you're vegan or vegetarian, they have options for you. They have fried, non-fried options. So if you're trying to eat healthy, I think they have a menu for you.
Fantastic. All
Hey,
right.
I just real quick, Darlene Brown is going to be joining us, but I didn't send her the link. So Darlene, I just emailed it to you.
Yeah, I saw her.
Sorry about that.
So it's coming. Yeah, Darlene is the Executive Director of Craven County Partners in Education. She's going to join us to talk about their Stuff the Bus event, which they have done before, and raises school supplies as the kids go back to a modified type of school operation. they will need some school supplies. So she's going to talk about how you can help stuff the bus this year. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but Old Airport Road we're finally seeing the first glimpse of what it's going to look like when it is widened. And ST Wooten is out there. They just started laying asphalt yesterday on this major rewidening project. It has been divided into 3 phases. So we're only in phase 1 right now. There are a lot of easements to obtain. There are utilities that need to be moved. So it is going to be a long project, but they were out there yesterday in the 97-degree heat, laying asphalt. And when I went to visit them to take some photos and see that asphalt and how wide Old Airport Road is going to be, it's going to be wonderful. I talked to one of the crew supervisors, and it was evident when I got there that a large crew was obviously at rest. You know, they were getting rehydrated, they were finding some shade, and then a little further down the road was the crew that was working at that particular time. But I got to chatting with their supervisor out there, and he said, yes, taking lots of breaks, getting lots of refreshments. But so it was 97 degrees outside, and I found out that the asphalt is like either like between 285 degrees to 290 degrees. And what made that even worse yesterday out on the job site was the way the wind was blowing. It was blowing the heat off of the asphalt towards the crew. And it was just crazy. I said, I just want to take some photos. He said, if you can stand the heat, go down there and take some pictures. So shout out to ST Wooten. You know, as I passed some of the guys that were working on the scene, they were like, we're fine. You know, we have hats, we're taking breaks, you know, we're used to it. But Old Airport Road is going to be really nice once it's finished. And Matt Montaigne in Public Works said it will actually be wider than Broad Street.
Wow.
A nice wide Old Airport Road bike lanes. It's going to be wonderful. So one of the things that we have going on in the city of Newbern.
It's a great project moving forward.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And they were so nice yesterday, ST Wooten just answered all my questions and helped me get some good photos.
Guess who else is watching? I think that's awesome, Colleen.
Thank you.
Sally Ann Sheridan. Sally Ann, where are you and Rich?
Tell Rich we miss him. He needs to get up off the scale and come be part of the Podsquad.
How's it go? Discovery Matt? I
It's been
can't.
so long, we need to have him back.
Yeah, Rich, come on.
Yeah, you need to get over here. The other thing I wanted to mention, Movies in the Park has been so popular since we started it with our Newbern Parks and Recreation Department. And as we were talking about last week, tickets for Jaws will go on sale this Friday, so tomorrow. The movie actually shows on August 1st. And then Raiders of the Lost Ark is on August 21st. Those tickets will go on sale August 7th. We have a huge blow-up screen that we set up in Lawson Creek Park. We socially distance all the vehicles you're asked to stay at or very close to your car, raise your hatch, perhaps watch the movie that way. But I wanted to tell you a quick funny story. I was just talking to Foster Hughes before we started the podcast, and I said, I know your tickets sell out quickly, but I want to be able to mention when they go on sale. And he said, let me tell you this little story. So on July 10th, we showed Goonies. And on the 24th, which is tomorrow, we're showing Jurassic Park. Well, during the Goonies movie, Foster decided to open ticket sales for Jurassic Park. And he said, Colleen, before Goonies even ended, Jurassic Park was sold out.
Wow. Holy cow.
$5 per car, no matter how many people you have in your car. So if you want to see Jaws on August 1st, you better go and register on the site, newbernnc.gov, go to the Parks and Rec department, because people really like movies in the park.
Great job.
Did Newbern ever have an official drive-in theater back in drive-in theater heydays?
I think they did.
Oh, really?
Well, I thought on Facebook they were some of the past history, comments by different people. I thought there was one, but I may be wrong. I might be thinking of other towns that have flashed up on Facebook.
I remember in Jacksonville as a kid watching drive-in theater movies, and then on Saturday the grounds were a big flea market. If anybody remembers that.
Wow.
Well, let's ask Roland. I think he's originally from New Bern, right? Roland Boland?
Yeah.
Bowen?
Maybe you can tell us.
Any one of y'all from New Bern that originally grew up here, was there a drive-in movie theater?
Yeah. comment.
Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
Anybody out there?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Now I know in my wife's hometown in upstate New York, I think there are 2 drive-in theaters that, have been in operation for 50, 60 years, and they still do movies, and they're doing really good right about now this time of year, especially with the precautions for COVID-19. So they're doing quite well up there.
And Darlene's down there in the
Yes.
the
Hi,
bottom.
Dr. Brown. How are you?
Hey, Darlene.
Yay, finally. Sorry for not sending you the link. I invite you and you don't get a link, so.
Well, I did one of those last minute freakouts, like, okay, let me go to the link. Oh my God, there's no link. So it was on me too. So I should have noticed that.
Wendy was just testing you.
Yeah, right. It's great seeing you, Darlene. You're busy as always.
Yep, getting ready for school. There's a lot of buzzing going on around here in Central Services, getting ready. And we're just with Pi, we're just kind of moving forward just best we can, and just we're
Yay, stop the bus.
So and all of this makes you think differently. It's like we had the luncheon and we did it virtually, and there were some things we did for the luncheon that I thought, why weren't I doing those all along? It's made you think differently, and with things that you might keep doing. And it's like with the drive-ins, like you're talking about, don't you think it's a full circle? Don't you think the drive-ins will come back around and probably stay for a while, even after we get a vaccine and we get kind of, grooving back into a normal place? I really do think that's going to happen.
I do too.
But with Stuff the Bus, what made me think differently was we started a GoFundMe so that if you're not comfortable going out and purchasing items, you can donate through GoFundMe or you can donate through our website. And that was one of those, why haven't I been doing that all along? And then we also started up a registry with Target. So if you want to go online and buy some things through Target, you can still get pencils and papers because there's some excitement to buying items for school. So you can buy items through Target, and it will be delivered to a secure location and then be delivered to Stuff the Bus the day of the event. So, these are probably things we're going to keep doing.
And how did
Darlene,
you, I'm sorry, go ahead, Susan.
I was just going to say, I think Darlene just does the most fabulous job for the Board of Education, and the Pi success through Darlene has just been amazing. And, I also think with all this COVID, that there's certainly a downside, that we all are living with. But I just think it's been ingenious how people have, just come up with ways to keep moving forward. The Historical Society, working with the Ghost Walk, and what you're doing with Stuff the Bus, and just so many people. I mean, even once COVID is a memory, hopefully sooner than later, I think it has brought forward so many changes that will continue because it so expanded our horizons on how to still move forward in spite of the challenges. So what you're doing with Stuff the Bus and the partnerships and all, it's fantastic. Kudos to you, dear.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we, after the luncheon, and we announced that we were going to have it virtually instead of in place. And that is always a sellout event. Teachers, the community, they love that event. And when I announced that we were going virtual, we didn't lose one sponsor. Not one sponsor said, we don't really want to be a part of this. And in fact, we got more sponsors. They're like, well, if you're going to move forward, we want to be a part of it. So I think that speaks something of our community, that they see that what we're doing, Pi is doing for the schools is a good thing, and they want to support that. And one of the things I'm working on right now is getting our grants ready for the teachers this coming year. So we're still going to have the same grants going forward. And, you know, the grants are going to have to look a little different, and what they're going to look like, I'm asking the teachers to just be resourceful. So they're going to be teaching from home and in the class. So we want to support whatever it is they're going to do. And I just did receive word from the school system today that for Stuff the Bus, they're asking that we get more backpacks. We ask for more backpacks because they're going to be sending the lunches home to the students. They'll be coming in one day, but they're going to send them their lunches home for the entire week on that day. So, they want to do it through backpacks. So we're going to we ask for more backpacks. You possibly can buy some of those. And they also want to buy little kits. So there will be an elementary level kit, a middle school kit, and a high school kit. And what those kits look like, I don't know just yet. They're putting that together, but because the kids can't share. So they can't share their rulers, they can't share their pencils. So they'll have their own pencil box or their own pencils. So they're putting a list together for me for those kits. And as soon as I get that, I'll share it on Facebook. I ask all of you to share. Colleen, I just saw something that Kevin put on Facebook today, which is about, it's gonna look very different. A lot of people are making some very hard decisions right now, parents, teachers, and administrators. So what we need to do is not criticize, but support. No matter the decision that the teachers or the parents make, we need to support those decisions. And, you know, kudos to this Board of Education too. I mean, they've had, and they're ready. Our superintendent had a lot of foresight. She bought a lot of iPads way back. And so we were close to one-on-one for iPads. So when we had to go virtual, March 13th, ask me how I know that date, we were ready. We had iPads. So.
I have a question, Darlene. How many, like, are all the Craven County schools, the children, do they all have computers and, you know, internet capabilities, or are there still some areas that don't have it within Craven County?
Well, our technology department is doing an assessment on that, and we are asking the parents when they fill out the forms what they want, how they want their children to enroll going forward. They have to let us know if they have internet access and which company they have internet access with. So we're doing that assessment now. So we received some money, Pi received some money from Target this past year, and we donated that to the school system so they could buy hotspots for the kids that didn't have internet access. So my guess is they're looking at that. And so I don't have a definite answer, but all of the people that sign up for Craven Live, which is the virtual school, have to have good, solid internet.
Yeah,
and that's almost part of the trick there, is that I know several families that they thought they had good internet into the house until you get, you know, mom, dad in their virtual meetings, and then you get kid one, kid two, and they're all trying to do virtual meetings. And it's just, you know, as an IT guy myself, it's just bogging the system down. And they were like, what can we do? So they started having to stagger their meetings, until they can get their internet speed adjusted, or, till the meeting stopped, because it was just dragging things down.
Yeah, it's made us think differently in a lot of different ways, hasn't it? So,
yes.
So we are prepared to support the school system with these little kits, and we're looking at some grant money from different organizations that want to support what we're doing, and everybody wants to help. That's always the thing. People, what can we do? We want to get these kids back in school, the kids that want to be in school, the kids that want to learn from home. We want to support them also. it's amazing how our community wants to support this school system. It really is.
It is, yes,
And
definitely.
isn't that the New Bern you've always known?
It is.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that attracted me to live here was just how supportive this whole community is. And I also want to say we have drop-off locations. If you want to buy school supplies and drop them off in advance, I have to have a list here because I can't remember them all. Century 21 downtown on Front Street, Christ Church. Of course, here at Craven County Schools, we take the school supplies year round. So if you see some supplies on sale and you grab them up, drop them off here at Craven County Schools. We'll be sure that a kid that needs them gets them. Edward Jones, Dan Roberts downtown, Rankin Fume over on McCarthy Boulevard, Staples, Target, and Toyota of New Bern. So those are our advanced drop-off locations. You take whatever you want to drop off there. And these are also all on our website, cravenpartners.com. So you don't have to remember all that. And then they will take it to the event that day. So, and we've got it down pat. What we do is we put a tote out by the bus for every school. And then as we get the supplies in, teachers go through and they sort the supplies by grade level appropriateness. So something that's meant for high school is not going to elementary school. And these teachers keep an eye on all that. So at the end of the day, all the totes are ready to go to the schools so that the supplies are there the first day of school.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, Darlene, do you need any tents to, like, if you're in a parking lot, you know, to keep those teachers cool?
Well, we did purchase 3 pie tents just for this. So, but one of the things I do want to say is that the 2 Crazy Donuts truck, they have agreed to be out at the Staples parking lot with us that day. So I'm saying buy some Ticonderoga pencils. Those are the best pencils you can possibly buy. Drop them off and buy some donuts. I mean, that is like win-win, right?
It's a perfect day.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yes, so that is August 15th, correct?
Right.
All right. So we have plenty of time to go shopping.
Well, and if you want more information, cravenpartners.com, you can donate on our website. You can donate through GoFundMe. You can purchase off of the Target website, or you can bring something to the drop-off locations or the day of the event. So we've got a couple of different ways that you can give. And let me say, if you know any children that are in need, that need school supplies, have them contact their principals. We give all of our school supplies to the principals and counselors. That way we know these supplies are going to the kids that are in need.
Awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Darlene.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you. And all the teachers and the school board, everyone that's, you know, trying to come up with ways to educate the children. So thank you for all you do. Parents,
working to get everybody back in school and
yeah,
help them to learn in their best way possible.
That's right.
great job. Woohoo!
Well, my hat's off, I have to say, to the teachers and administrators of Craven County. They are phenomenal to work with, and it is my pleasure to support them.
Yay.
You're
And
awesome,
it's
Darlene.
our pleasure to support you in your efforts, dear, because you do a fantastic job.
Thank you. Yeah, you see
Yes.
all my certificates back there on the wall, right?
Let's see here.
It's like elementary school back there.
And as a father of 4, where I have up until last year, I had one graduate last year. I had 4 in Craven County schools, and I tell you, my kids are so ready to get back in the groove of things. My kids don't use the word bored. They learned a long time ago, don't say they're bored, because I'll find something for you to do if you're bored. But they are literally ready to get back to school. And more importantly, learning, because my kids have goals and they want to reach those goals, and they know that education is that key to a successful future. So they're ready to go back, and whether it's, they prefer full classrooms, but they know what's going on. So It's going to be interesting coming here in the next few weeks.
What grades are they in?
They're all in high school now, so it's 9th, 10th, and a senior this year.
Which high school?
West Craven High School. Go
Okay.
Eagles! Ride or fly.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd tell you, go ahead and plug him too. Tabari Wallace, OMG, has he done a fantastic job. He has turned, him and his administration and the teachers have turned around that school. From 10 years ago was a school that's like, oh, West Craven. And now it's like West Craven is doing such a great job. And as a side note, Tabari and I, we go way back. We played football against each other. When I went to Jacksonville High School, he went to New Bern High School. And when we found each other 4 years ago, we had that I know you look. And we got to talking. And so, but Tabari has really, and his administration has done a great job. Just a little plug in for the Eagles.
I don't blame you, not one bit.
He is pretty wonderful. Yes.
Thank you
Very
all for
cool.
having me on. I really appreciate it, and it's always good to see all of you.
Thank
you,
you.
Darlene. You're awesome. Yay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see here.
While we're transitioning from Darlene talking about Stuff the Bus, I also wanted to talk about something else that we have going on at the City of New Bern. You guys have heard of the Battle of the Badges, right? The blood drive. We're doing that this year, actually next week, and we changed the title a little bit because of the impact in our communities and across the globe due to coronavirus. We changed it from the Battle of the Badges to United Badges.
Oh.
So it's July 29th from 8:30 to 6:30. And thanks to the need for social distancing, we're actually having this blood drive at 2 different locations. So you can roll up your sleeve at the Knights of Columbus on Pine Tree Drive, or at the New Bern Elks Lodge, which is right next door on Pine Tree Drive. We are encouraging you strongly to make an appointment. When there are a bunch of walk-ins, we have the chance that lots of blood donors will be congregating in close proximity. We don't want that. We want everyone to be able to stay appropriately socially distanced. But we are aiming for, I think, 240 blood donations. So we really need you to come out. At last check this morning, I think we had about 60 appointments so far scheduled. So we have a ways to go, but it's next Wednesday, July 29th, 8:30 to 6:30. Please wear a mask. Your temperature will be taken before you can enter the building. If you have given blood at one of these blood drives before, you know that the American Red Cross typically provides snacks, cookies, juice, water, but we at the city like to add an incentive to that, and we sought food sponsors to provide a catered meal. Thanks to coronavirus, we can't do that at this blood drive, but we have arranged, thanks to some community restaurants, we have arranged for every blood donor to get a gift card to a local eatery. And those gift cards are all different things, a free value meal to a free milkshake, to a free cup of coffee, to buy one, get one free. So the cards encompass lots of different options at local eateries. You can make an appointment by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can go on the web to redcrossblood.org, or you can download to your smartphone the Blood Donor app. And I promise after this, I'll let somebody else talk. But the really important thing about this blood drive is the American Red Cross is doing antibody testing for COVID-19. So an even better reason to come out and give blood next Wednesday, July 29th. You will find out your results within about 7 to 10 days. I will tell you the easiest way to get your results is if you make your appointment through the app, through the Blood Donor app. It looks like a little drop of blood in the Play Store when you download it. Otherwise, you'll have to call 1-800-RED-CROSS within 7 to 10 days and find out that way, or through the website when you create a customer portal at redcrossblood.org. But
Darlene, is the app called Rapid something or
Rapid Pass. Are you thinking about
Rap-
Rapid Pass?
is that the app?
No, the app.
No,
is
that's something else. I'm
called-
sorry. Okay.
That's okay. I'll tell you what Rapid Pass is. So if you've given blood before, when you get in there, you go through kind of a pre-health screening questionnaire. So you meet with the folks before you give blood and answer a bunch of questions, and they prick your finger and blah blah blah. Rapid Pass, you can only do the day of your appointment, but you can Google Rapid Pass, all one word. That will take you right to the portal where you can answer all those questions ahead of time. So when you show up for your appointment, you can skip having to go to the pre-health screening. So it makes your appointment go by even quicker. So please
There you go.
Rapid Pass if you can. That will get you on your way safe and sound. You won't have to spend as much time at the blood donation facilities at the Knights of Columbus or the Elks Lodge. So if you're concerned about being there for a while, do Rapid Pass. Again, it has to be the day of your appointment, and then you can bypass all of that.
My wife just gave blood. She uses that Rapid Pass, and I think her appointment was at 9 o'clock. She showed up, and they checked her in. They saw that she had already had the rapid test, and she was, hooked up to the machines by 9:05 and was out by 9:40. I mean, it was, in and out as quickly as possible, and that's great for social distancing and not, congregating with people. As y'all know me, my wife and I were fun-loving. We're social people, but in this environment, she was like in, out, everything was good.
There you go.
So yeah, hopefully everybody will help us get our number of appointments up so we can fulfill our goal.
Okay, and I do have one. I just want to remind people know I don't see any guesses on social media to win a prize for the contest. So if you didn't hear the contest, it's how many U.S. presidents were born in North Carolina. And if you comment by the time, what we said 150, which is in a couple minutes, you'll be put in a drawing to win the prize. So.
And I see that Craig Ramey has joined us, as well as my mother-in-law, Delta Roberts.
Yay, hi.
And she is a brainiac. So Mama Delta, how many U.S. presidents were born in North Carolina? You have to comment on the New Bern Now Facebook page in order to get the prize. So
there you go.
Maybe we can just give them a couple extra minutes.
Do we have time to talk about a couple things that Tryon Palace is doing? I don't know if we are.
Yes.
Take the stage.
Yeah. So, and I failed to, as we sit here and think, I failed to mention other things that we're doing. We got the gardens open, but we just launched, like a lot of other people, our virtual tours. So we have some stuff coming out here in the future that is exclusive member content. So if you're a part of our foundation, you're going to get mini tours, behind the scenes, everything done virtually. So again, if you're a member, you'll be able to go to your own portal, put in your own password, and you'll have access to the palace and the houses and behind the scenes tours and lecture tours that we normally offer, like our First Fridays or the old lunch and learns that were so popular. We've turned those into virtual events now. So our members will be able to get that content for free. And we'll slide some stuff over on our other pages for the general public. But to get the good, full length tours, you got to become a member, because in this environment of COVID-19, it's our members that have really supported us and pushed us forward. With any foundation, it's all about our members. So when we were thinking, okay, well, our doors are shut, what are we going to do? We started doing our Tuesdays and Thursdays live broadcasts from the gardens or from behind the scenes. But now as our gardens are open, we're rolling into this virtual field trip for schools coming back in. So schools will be able to have a virtual field trip to Tryon Palace, and then our exclusive member content. So like organizations, we're trying to keep it digital and trying to stay fresh in people's minds, because we've been here for 250 years and we're not going anywhere.
And we don't want you to.
Yep. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
everybody's just full of information. I also forgot to mention, so we opened the pedestrian bridge at Union Point Park. Everybody was super excited about. Next, you probably still see a lot of work going on down there. We have crews down there working on the stationary docks right there next to the floating docks, in addition to the floating docks. And Foster Hughes also said, please let everybody know on Newbern Now that those will be open by next week.
Wow.
So they'll be repaired and finished. And then hopefully by the weekend, the boardwalk at Lawson Creek Park will be reopened. And again, all of these repairs are the result of damages during Hurricane Florence. So looking forward to all that. The piers and docks and things at Union Point Park is a really big and expensive project. And I know everybody's looking forward to having those back open again.
That's fantastic. Great job, Foster, your team, and everyone at the city of New Bern, especially in this heat. Oh my gosh, I don't know how they do it, but we're very thankful for what you do. So.
And there's projects going on in the Martin Marietta place as well. So I just saw that. That is still in construction phase. I'm excited to see that. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be a long build out as well, an expensive build out, but you would be surprised how many people already go on a regular basis to Martin Marietta Park, walkers, joggers, folks who just want to see the progress. We were out there doing some drone training, I guess, about a month ago, and a guy was walking his dog, and he came up and he said, "Is everything okay? What are you looking for? I see this police officers and firefighters out here, and I see your drone. Did something happen?" No, we're just training in one of the newest, most beautiful places in New Bern. We're having a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, Martin Marietta Park is certainly coming along as well. Were you trying to get Laura to come over, Wendy?
She was yelling at me because I'm wearing her tank top. She'll be in 2 minutes, I think. In the meantime, sorry, I couldn't help. I had to get ahead of her because she's going to be coming in here, and I might have beat her to it.
We have somebody who has guessed about.
Yes, Jane Malucci. Jane, we miss
Hey, Jane.
you. We need to have you back as the Podsquatter. She guessed 3 presidents. You're close. One president is, guess again. Hi, Lou Pope. Okay. Laura's coming back. Okay, let's do a quick feature artist. How's that sound?
Or yeah, you have the art behind you as well. You haven't talked about.
Yeah, well, this is my sister's painting of Allegheny State Park in Western New York, the Southern Tier. And this is from a yard sale or junk place in Virginia. But this is the featured artist.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. You need to see the detail of the foot.
Wow.
Things are afoot.
That foot looks like it's worn a few too many high heels.
Is that not cool? It's very, I got my fat fingers in there. There we go. That is so cool. And
so who did that?
Who do you think did that?
Oh goodness, here we go.
Lisa?
Nope. Just think pottery.
Oh
well, there's I don't know how many potters in town. Who?
Michael Lee Watson.
Michael Lee Rose Watson, and she's also known as the Crystal Lady. Great job, Colleen.
That's right.
I'm going to Carolina Creations to get the prize.
Yeah, well, we'll get you something special, but along with the foot comes you'll get the right foot of humanity. It's the little passage says, "The foot is the foundation that propels a civilization from the past to a future. When the foot changed, development began to take shape, and a society was born. Eventually, it becomes a question of identity. Who are we? Who am I? how does appearance represent self? Choosing to drape this populace alters perceptions of how they and others see them. Does the question of identity become more confusing as we move forward? That's pretty, the right foot of humanity. That's pretty impressive. And yeah, and you can choose, you don't have to have a faux fur thing around it, but she has them in her studio on Middle Street, and they're limited. So this is number 24 out of 100. And it's a very reasonably priced. So yeah, that's pretty neat, huh? Isn't that cool?
That is
It
really
is.
neat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Jane Malucci says Johnson was on the North Carolina, South Carolina line, Polk and Jackson.
Okay, all right. Are we ready to give the answer?
Yes.
Does the Pod Squad want to guess before I give the answer?
I think it was 2. I can't name it, but I thought it was just 2.
It is just 2. It's James Polk and Andrew Johnson. And according to the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources, Andrew Jackson's mother gave birth in a remote area along the North Carolina-South Carolina border. While the exact location of his birth is still disputed to this day, President Jackson identified as a South Carolinian, making it tough for our state to claim him as our own. It's been almost 150 years since a United States president has been from North Carolina. When will the next one be? And you know what? What do you guys think? We give it to Jane? I think we'll give it to Jane.
I think we'll give it to Jane.
Yeah. Great job, Jane. Woohoo! Okay, and Laura Johnson.
Laura
Come
Johnson,
on,
everybody.
it's joke time with Laura.
Let me sit down.
Here, thing. Okay.
And we also have to ask her what's cooking. We know she's been cooking.
Where's the microphone? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, how are you?
Hello.
Hola. Where's the beer?
I know, right?
All right. All right, Wendy's making me do this stuff, so, you know,
We also want to know what's cooking after the joke is over.
I got it. All right, now go. All right, the joke is, what's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? You ready?
Yes.
One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter.
Wow.
Oh my God. Boo!
All right, what's cooking is chicken enchilada soup. I don't know why it's called enchilada because I don't know. There's no enchilada sauce, so it's chicken enchilada soup. I'll just give you a few of the ingredients. Obviously, shredded chicken, diced tomatoes with green chilies, any color bell pepper, onion, whipping cream, chicken broth, and cream cheese, and it is yummy.
It sounds like
Okay.
Delicious.
So we will be posting that when the podcast goes up on Newbern Now.
And Lou Pope and Jane Malucci both put groan after your joke. Groan.
Well, they're lucky that we have to self-distance. What's this? What's this?
Beer?
Goodwood.
The
Yeah.
camera's up there.
Goodwood.
That's for beer.
That's
from
cold.
Dawn.
All
That's
right.
Beer right there.
Lovely to
Wendy's
see
gonna-
you all.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye,
Laura.
Colleen.
That's what Wendy's going to do after the podcast.
Yeah. Rob,
Yes, ma'am.
been nice seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, come on by the shop. Maybe I'll get you to brew with me one day.
Maybe that will happen positively.
Hey,
Bye, Susan.
we always like
Bye,
assistance.
Laura.
That sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I want to come by and brew with you one day.
We'll find something for you to do.
When you were showing me around the grain room or whatever, and I got to taste some of them, man, I would buy those things by the pound and eat it like cereal. It was
Oh
so
yeah,
fun.
oh yeah. Now when my wife brews, she's always looking for an assistant because her biggest problem with brewing is not necessarily brewing. It's the kettles are so high, and when you talk about 100 pounds of grain, that's hard on your knees up a step ladder, and you're scooping out 5-gallon buckets worth of grain. It's a lot of manual labor. So she loves brewing, but I think if she had to pinpoint, the worst part is the actual cleanup. Because it's hot, wet, steamy, grain. So we're always looking for help. We'll find something for you to do.
Some sweat equity.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay, I have a couple of comments here. Okay,
They
Lou
grown at the joke.
wrote, Wendy Card, glad your hair grew out. It wasn't that bad, Lou. I liked it. Anyway, thank you.
And she said, who is in Wendy's chair?
Yeah, it was Laura Johnson, who is my special advisor. She's been the special advisor to New Bern now since the beginning in 2009. So, and she's funny. I'm not funny.
She
so.
is very funny.
You got a funny hairdo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Hey,
But
at least you have hair. See, I'm follically challenged, so at least you had something to do.
you're my brother from another mother. I believe that. So
I'll own you. I haven't seen my sister in 30 years, so I need a good sister.
well, you remind me so much of my late brother, and gosh, man, you're just like him. So, which is in a good way.
Okay, good. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
A very good thing. So.
Yeah.
I love that video that Laura did of Finn going to a day play.
Oh.
That was so precious. Finn was talking up a storm, getting excited.
Yeah, he's been talking a lot lately, and I don't know. Did we say that we did a DNA test on him?
Yeah, and what was the result? I know you were having people guess, but what was the
I
result?
thought he was definitely a red bone treeing walker mix. The coonhound, he's 87 point whatever % American foxhound, and
Wow.
the rest are hound and herder, but they couldn't identify because it went back past 3 generations. So, but he's a talker, that's for sure.
So
And
Luther Jones, doesn't Luther Jones belong to you, Rob Jones?
That is my boy. That's my boy. What did he say?
Says hello on the Uber Now Facebook page.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. He's actually he just got done with his first real cycle of a job. He's 15, but he was working as a field hand in a blueberry farm. So he has been working from 6 in the morning to about 2, and for about 7 hours in this heat, picking blueberries and weighing blueberries. So he's learned a good trade, and or learned the art of work ethic.
yes,
So
definitely.
Good.
I mean,
Yeah.
anybody's picked any type of berries or cotton or tobacco, it is not an easy job. So when you go and you buy a package of blueberries and say, man, it's $3, I didn't realize that blueberries in this area are picked by hand and packaged by hand. And so 97-degree heat, they're out there picking. That's so I think he's learned a great deal.
He says, man, that's a nice beard.
What do you want, son? What do you want?
I can't believe he's only 15. I thought he was older than that, but then again, kids these days, everyone's taller than me, but they're a lot taller than they used to be, but it must be all the hormones they put in food. But
Yeah, well, he's I think he's just a little bit under 6'1",
wow.
that way, and him and his buddy, they started working out And of course, we like to brag on all our kids, but you know what this kid wants to do? He knew this last year, what he wanted to do. He said, Dad, I think I want to be a Navy pilot and I want to go to the Naval Academy.
Wow.
Wow, good for him.
Good for him.
So he's
Awesome.
working, so he's working towards that goal. And of course, all my kids are. My oldest, I think she just got accepted to the LPN program at Craven, that partnership. So she wants to be
Fantastic. Yay.
good times, good times.
Very good. Very good.
All right, Wendy, 2:06.
It's 2:06. We got started on time pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Any
So-
last mentions of anything? Anyone?
Parting thoughts?
Are there? Oh, Clay Jackson's watching. Randy Foster. Hi.
Hi.
And Luther, what did I miss while I was gone?
You'll
Have
be
to come
able to
back and
rewatch
watch.
it.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get your dad going. We
Yeah.
made this will last another hour. So
Yeah.
no, I just
I will, I'll depart on this. Be kind to one another. You never
That's
know
right.
what somebody else is going through. Quit being so judgmental. Quit being so quick to say, well, they're not doing it this way, or that just be kind to one another.
And wear
There
a
you go.
mask when you go places in courtesy to other people.
yeah. And
It's-
I do want to mention one thing about masks. This is not political or anything like that, but there are people that have post-traumatic stress disorder and other medical conditions that are real. And if, just like Rob said, there's no reason to judge anyone. And we just have to we got to get along. That's the only way this is going to work. So I really appreciate everyone joining us today. And
Let us know if you would like to be a guest or if you have any questions. Of course, any suggestions, we'll take those too. You can call Wendy at 252-259-6853, or you can send an email to info@newbernnow.com. We will be right back here next Thursday on July 30th from 1 to 2 p.m. on Zoom and on New Bern Now's Facebook page. The video and audio are uploaded to newbernnow.com, iTunes, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Of course, you can also listen on New Bern's news talk radio station, WNOS 103.9 FM. You can tune in every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and listen to us chat about all things New Bern and beyond.
there you go. Well, Colleen,
Is it time?
it's time.
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day.
Woohoo! Thank you guys. Okay, how do I end it? And